I'm just couldn't settle down to sleep yet in my insomnia. So I thought I would just pop on for a few minutes while I do a little bit of sewing, see how everybody is tonight. If anybody's up, um, I'm gonna set it up here in case somebody says hello. That's always nice. It comes on. Okay, there we go. I the chat pops up here and then it flicks away and then I don't see it. So oh, somebody was here and then they left. Okay. So I'm working on some of my angels, my trees I was working on a couple nights ago, and so I hope everybody had a good Monday. Um, so this is one. And I have two more ready to put together. I was going to say good Sunday, and then I realized it was Monday. Well, I guess the light's okay. Let me turn this light away. Maybe that'll help some on my back. A couple people popped in, popped out. I don't think I'll be on long. Sometimes people um, like me can't can't finally figured out how to get these put together better. Wrestle with some invisible thread. Won't do that again. Thank you for whoever's lurking. I appreciate that. Been kind of a long day. Not a bad day. Had to drop my sister off for a doctor's appointment. Had to do my fourth hand appointment. Only got two left. So once I do this, I can put some heads in and some wings. Build the wings. Itchy nose. Don't you love it when you go on, you got an itchy nose. Not much to chatter about tonight. I don't know why this one just doesn't want to sit straight. Probably just because it can be, just because. I guess. It's homemade, so. This. Well, it looks like there's 4 people lurking. Nice of you to join me. Figured out how to kind of set you up over here by my machine, Phoenix. Got some nice shots of the sunset last night. It's another beauty tonight. Didn't really take any pics of it, but it was a beauty tonight. Well, got 3 right side up and 1 upside down. This one's cooperating much better. At least it appears to be. Yes, I will do a tutorial on this, but I'd only made a couple, and I wanted to make some more before I did that, so that I could figure out if there was any tricks or tips that I could add. I don't know everything, but sometimes things you learn as you make them, they can help somebody else, and then you can pick up something else. But when you've made 3 or 4 of them, I learned a lot from the first one I made and a couple adjustments I needed to make. And I learned some from this. Don't think should be too loud. Phoenix usually, I know the light just keeps going up and down, up and down. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. I'm using some metallic thread. I got it, the shop I got my first really nice machine from in 2020. They up and decided we're retiring next month. And so I got some of this metallic thread. Excuse me. You don't have to have a special needle for it. It's easy to work with, which makes it nice. Because a lot of metallic threads, they can be finicky, and you have to get a special metallic thread needle. But this is nice because you don't have to have that. Kind of expensive, so it was nice when they had it like 70% off because they were, liquidating everything. I only have 5 or 6 spools of it. Only use it on occasion, but I thought angels were a good idea to use it for, since 2 of the spools, one of them's silver, one of them's gold, it would match. Give it a little zing. I think I have purple, red, maybe a blue, green, and then the silver and gold. And I tried to do some invisible thread to do this, but that was a disaster. Okay, there's that one. Now it just needs a head and wings. I'll do this one. This one's being a little cantankerous, but it's alright. Hopefully it'll fold up right and do okay. If not, I'll keep it and make another one. I don't know why it's cooperating. Oop. Well, somebody popped in, popped out. It is a little bit late. Or early, depending. When is it? Oh, 12:30. But I hadn't been on in a couple of days, so I thought I'd see if anybody was awake and wanted company or wanted to give me some company. I keep learning stuff every day. Let's see. Kind of quiet on YouTube tonight. I think the wonderful Donna Ying was on. Handmade with Ying. I think Donna was on earlier. Oh, wait a minute. No, she wasn't on. I think she had to cancel because she was chasing an animal. Hold this down. Come on. Come on, hands. Been doing better. Tell you what, Phoenix is one quiet machine. Kind of reminds me of the old singers. Those featherweights are quiet too. Want this to pop out of here. Come on. Go cooperate or not? Maybe not. So, fire rainbow tonight, which is kind of a misnomer. I guess they named that, somebody coined that term in 2006, but it's not really a rainbow. It's a light effect off of, I think it's cumulus clouds that have a little bit of water in them, and they make a colorful display, but the sun has to be at least this odd number, 58 degrees in the sky. So in some places of the world, you know, the northern hemisphere, it's very rare to see one, but when you're in a more southern place like this, it's not so rare. Wish I could have gotten a picture of it, but wasn't in the best place to. They're called circum something. Hi Nancy, how you doing tonight? Hi Kathy. Oh, is my mic low? I'm sorry. Let me see if I can turn it up. Oh, I'm sorry. I had it turned down. I don't know why. Is that better? I was talking about fire rainbows. I saw a picture, YouTube, every once in a while these videos pop up that say, rare historical photographs or rare photographs. Well, I found out that somebody in 2006 named them fire rainbows because they kind of have the color of the spectrum, but they're really circum something, because they're an effect off of the cloud of the, I think they're cumulus clouds. that have just a touch of moisture when the sun is above 58 degrees, which makes it rare in the northern, but they kind of do look like a rainbow, but not really. Okay, there's another one. Hi, William. How you doing tonight? Now this one kind of matches the other one because somebody wanted two of these, but I may do another one because this one doesn't match as well, but it still looks pretty. And I'll put the wooden head in here and fold the wings, and then there'll be an angel. And so this one is gold, and I don't think I want to change the thread yet. So, excuse me. Better. Hubby gave me one of his pain meds. The nerves are healing in my hand. It's so painful. Oh, I'm sure, Nancy. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry they haven't given you something to help you with that. Nerves are a tricky thing. Kathy, how are you doing? Did I get my mic better? I'm gonna bring you guys over here. Let me put her on rest. It's one nice feature of Phoenix is you can put it to rest and it'll keep all your settings. Now I'm gonna have to move this up. Oh, there we go. Bank. Because I need to put some of these together. It's good to see you guys. Well, I've got it turned up, so I guess maybe I need to get my preacher's voice on. Thank you. That's 3. I need to put these together. I thought maybe I would do some memorial gnomes. You know, because sometimes we have pets we want to remember. And I finally found this cool fabric, so much of the Christmas fabric for the dogs. All of it's on black background, and that really didn't fit it. Well, that's crazy, Nancy, because no, I don't think ibuprofen would touch something like that. But everybody's so worried about it, and that they've kind of lost their heads over it. So I'm glad that he had something that could help. Did a drunk cut this? Or is that the old one? So recut some. Okay, those are the bad ones. Where are the good ones? They're over here. And these will be used for another project another day. You know, I'm just going to come out and say it. The CDC 7 or 8 years ago came out with recommendations, but they buried the word recommendation in the back of the document, like way in the back of the document, and made it sound like they knew what they were talking about. Of course, the feds took it like it was in cement, and that they'd done all the research and knew what was, they knew, you know, the answers, and it took them 6 years, 7 years to admit that they were just recommendations, and coming out with a second document that changed a lot of the information. But as a result, there's all these laws and all these restrictions, and doctors are all afraid. Patients who aren't informed are afraid, and the media just kind of really sensationalizes a lot of stuff that, well, if you doze off, then good. And I hope you get some much needed rest. So the only people it harmed were people who have a legitimate reason for needing the help. And it's caused a lot of problems. A lot of people don't even really know what the crisis was about. Or even the fact that it wasn't Scripps that was causing the problems. 99% of it was street. And it was greed, and it was people who didn't need it and who weren't monitored. And then they were dropped. So, and then the bottom dropped out. So hopefully it will swing back, because they've done a lot of research. Because if you're following the rules and you're monitored by your doc, you're good, you know. And when you're in pain, it's going to take you longer to heal. That's just a fact. Uh-oh, come a tumbling down. You know, it's just amazing that so many people have listened to the stuff that's out there, and they haven't gone and just done a little bloomin' homework. And so, I mean, even doctors. Don't get me started on pain management. I mean, they're great people, but if you go see a surgeon, the surgeon will have done a surgical internship of a year or 2 years or 5 years on top of all their training. So they know their stuff. There is no regulations for pain management on the federal level. It's all state. And evening, Mary. How are you doing this evening? And in 37 states, you can do something like 17 hours of extended study and slap pain management on your shingle. And then you can open a clinic and you can fill it with doctors and MPs and PAs that have no training whatsoever, no background in pain management, and they can slap that on their shingle. And the problem with that is pain affects every part of your body, not just physically. It also has a mental and emotional limbic system effect, because it affects your sleep, it affects your outlook, it affects your quality of life, it affects your ability to heal, to move. And so you have people running around with no training. And I think a lot of people, I'm sorry, yes, that would, that's one situation where they would step up, Nancy, and praying for him, because that's a hard place to be in. And I'm glad at least they're taking care of him. But, it took me, 18, almost 19 years to find a pain doctor who didn't just want to write a prescription or blow me off, and actually wanted to find different things other than just scripts. So I need the fourth one. Um, and that's only was 6 years ago. I mean, 18 years is a long time to look for a doc that knew his stuff. I haven't found another one yet. Hopefully. Okay. It's telling me I need to stand. My watch is telling me I need to stretch. You know, that's a hard journey that I can't imagine, Mary. Having a good partner who you love and you guys depend on each other, go through something like that. I don't know, having a child go through it. I don't know. Seems like it would be harder. Yeah, hospice is really tight. I mean, they're good people, but when they come in, if they give a patient anything, they have a lot more restriction on it. Like when my dad was passing from Alzheimer's, any meds hospice brought in the day or so after he passed, they took them all and made sure they were gotten rid of. They weren't like the patient's property, which is probably a good thing because they know a lot of people in grief can do things they shouldn't. So how long is this? Wow. I think the hard thing with melanoma is when it metastasizes, when it spreads. I had a friend who had it, and I was a good friend, and I don't know how it happened because he was going in to be checked every 4 to 6 months. He was checked head to toe with a flashlight and a magnifying glass, and they missed it. The last round he missed it, and it spread like wildfire in between his 2 checkups, and it was tough seeing what he went to. That would be 3. It's a good start. Mark. Yeah. They did that with Nana. She didn't have cancer, but they made sure she was very, very well taken care of, especially with the anxiety part and stuff like that. And they're not as restricted because they're going to make it comfortable. That's their whole mandate. So they have a little bit more leeway, which is good. They're like angels, and most of them are like little saints here. What most people don't know is they do a lot more work than just cancer care. They have a good amount of people that they treat long term, that have they're not just at the knocking on the door. They make a big difference. You know, I don't know why this thing that has my comments. Yeah, I'm really sorry, Nancy. I am working on the angel bodies. And I picked up another tip tonight. So when I do the tutorial, I feel more comfortable doing a tutorial soon. Because there was something I didn't know, but I wanted to see. I've got these 3 ready. They just need the blue and the purple. They just need heads and folding. And I wanted to make, I thought that these might be nice for like a memorial, because some people want to have something special for their pets, or yeah, Nancy, I'll be praying, continue to pray for you and your husband, and I really do hope that it helps. And I understand, Mary, you that you two tried probably just about anything. Thank you, Mary. I had a friend at Chick-fil-A who wanted an angel, and then she was like, "Ooh, can you, could you do a purple one?" And I had to think, and I said, "Well, yeah." And I had seen this purple fabric in the Christmas section about 4 or 5 days before, and it's kind of blue in certain lights. And then I found another one, and I don't have it pinned up yet. Oh, it's over here because I ironed it to pin it up. So I found that for her, and then I found this purple. It's odd, but there aren't really a lot of purple fabrics. See, these I have to do my 4-patch with. But I have a stack here too that I've already have done. So, since I wasn't ready, ready to settle down yet, I thought, well, I'll prep some more of these, because I found backs. You know, I have a stack here that's already. I have the that one's was a mixed match because I didn't know what to do with it. But I have this interesting snowflake fabric that has some green in it, depending. That's the only ones I have sitting here. Oh, I guess so. I have the backs for. Oh, no, I don't. I have these. I've been working on finding backing for the pockets. So I have these. And gold and silver wings. And then I have this will be the backing for these. So I have to pin it on and sew it on. And then you have one more. Then you top stitch, and then you fold them, and then the last bit of stitching is when you fold them, like, so you top stitch, and then you fold them in half, and then you do about 2 inches here, which will leave a pocket on each side, so if you want to slip a little something, you know, note or a gift card or something in there. But the rest of this will be folding in a 3 or 4 hand stitches. So I was trying to get them pinned together, and I have some more fronts done. I just have to find the backings for them. Thank you, Mary. Hi, Karen. How are you doing tonight? I'm glad, Nancy, that I'm not glad that people have gone through this, good people like Mary, but I'm glad that there are people there that can help, you know, because it's a whole different thing when you've been through it. to be able, a level of understanding and a level of comfort with experience. And I hate that anybody has that experience. How are you tonight, Karen? I think William's part of the Insomniac Club. But then again, he is on the West Coast, so he'd be 3 hours that way. Out, out, out. See, I like these little mini clover clips because they have the little pointed tip. I have regular ones and then I have these humongous ones. But I think I reach for and use these the most. But I use all the same color thread to sew the inside together. So I was trying to kind of batch sew the strips together to cut my four patches, put my 4 patches together. So I want to try and get as many of these put together because I want to finish these off so I can work on my trees and stuff. Oh, Karen's becoming a machine collector. That's a hazard, I think, sometimes. Even though I technically didn't need it, I brought home a beautiful 1901 hand crank in October. A lady say I got to talking to a lady who had it on Facebook Marketplace. And she's like, well, I think you should have it. So she held on to it for a couple months for me. And I went about an hour or so away, hour and a half away, picked her up. I had a good time too because they were doing a craft fair. Making sure I don't miss anybody there. About there. This, what I'm doing right now is I put a reminder that I want to leave this as an opening, and it just makes it, if I get to zone sewing, so any old machine in particular, Karen, is it, I need to figure out exactly what model this brother is. That this lady was gonna dumpster an old brother. I think it's called a Prestige. I got close to the other night. Some people on William's channel really helped me out. But she and her friend, who is extremely creative and has mad skills, couldn't figure out how to turn it on. So she said she was going to throw it away if I didn't take it home. The bugger is heavy. I saw my brother's face drain. So should I put this? No, I think I want to do it this way. Definitely wasn't a featherweight. I think it's early 60s, but 66, 8 with the Godzilla. Ooh. Oh, those 99Ks can be cute. I have my sister last year for my birthday gave me this, a Singer featherweight. It's not, it was well loved and well used. And it has a lot of history, so, and she runs good. So I probably should learn how to do some tinkering and see if I can clean her up. Maybe someday so Terry can, paint her and re-decal her for me. But it doesn't have to be fancy to work well. 1950s brother, a 1950s Nietzsche. William, you got a collector here. I'm so glad there's so many people on Facebook that know different things that, like So Terry with the machines and William, that help you learn. Some of the feet that I got with the machine she had, were pretty rusty. And, so Terry told me what she uses to clean them. And then when I was in Williams, we got to talk about it, and a couple other people said it was really good. You have a problem? Well, I don't think you're alone. I think you're in really good company. Because those vintage, I don't know, the vintage machines just have, the newer machines, there's some benefits and some real pros to them, but some of those vintage machines do straight stitching really good. So Terry has a collection. William, who popped in a little while ago, he's got a huge collection. I think So Terry said when she grows up, she wants to be like William with his collection of machines. But she's got some real skills, especially with those Singers. Rebuilding them and that kind of thing. Painting them. I've seen her put together some beautiful machines. Why is that so funky? A $15.91 in the wooden case. Well, I imagine they're like, they're actually, I don't imagine, they're kind of like the older cars. Some of those vintage cars are fun to tinker with because they're simple. They're elegant, but they're simple. I helped my friend rebuild 3 microbuses, and paint them. Through the body work, I learned a lot, but they weren't complicated like some of these that we have today. It's so better than my newer brother. Some of them really actually do. And some of it depends on what you want to do, you know. I had somebody, I got a, oh, hi Susan, how are you doing this morning? Been missing you. It's good to see you. Susan's got 3 vintage Singer feather. Yeah. She bought them at a garage sale and estate sale. Her husband fixes them. She's also got a lot of vintage machines. It's nice that your husband can fix them. Kind of something. You use them and love them, and he fixes them. That's a good team. Ah, craft shows. It's that time of year. Tell you what, if you find any more of those side locks, let me know. That was like a deal of a deal. That's what I'm working on now. What did I do not put back in with this one? Thursday is well, I guess it's a craft fair. It's the seniors at church. Have a group that meets the 3rd Thursday of every month, pretty much every month. And so in November, if you're crafty, you bring stuff in so that they might find some homemade stuff and not have to go out and do so much traveling, but they really want the nothing expensive. So I'll take a few angels and I'll take some jar grippers and several things like that. Fabric Christmas trees. And then I have people who are waiting for angels, so that's why I've got so many and made a variety. I could have just made them all the same, but I didn't really want them to all be the same or just 2 different designs. I know that the Shabby Fabric sells kits with this really beautiful fabric by this company called STFH. Oh, you're working on one of the Walker caddies or skirts? That's cool. I sent Lisa some links to some free patterns and the names of a couple simplicity patterns. And I told her to have fun in the rabbit hole. They're really handy. I know Simplicity also has patterns for a similar thing, but it fits in a wheelchair. Okay, so did I just not measure this? Right. And I haven't checked to see if she got my emails from our discussion. I can't remember who started that discussion. Somebody started talking about Walker skirts, but it was a good idea. Okay, so that is too long. Okay. Oh, nice, Susan. I'm glad that you have a pattern and can do that for them. When my sister had her knee replacement, I went looking on Amazon for some things to help her out. And I got her these glides for the bottom of her walker because she wasn't allowed to use a rollator. She wanted to. So she was a little upset she couldn't. And they were bunny slippers. So instead of tennis balls, it looked like her walker had bunny slippers on. They had tennis shoes and skis and some other things, but I thought the bunny slippers were just fun. And I found a tray. I found a plastic tray that pops on and holds over the handles, and it wasn't real expensive, and it had a cup holder, and you could just slip it on and slip it off. So that way she had a little more independence if she wanted to go in the kitchen and grab a drink or pick up her dinner. It stayed up there pretty steady. Oh, well, that's cool. Yeah, Shabby Fabrics. That's where I got this pattern. This one wasn't free. I've gotten some really nice free patterns from them. The little pocket prayer things. That's a free pattern. It has a cross in it, and you can put it in your pocket. It's just a reminder. I can look, I mean, I have a copy of the email, Susan, and I can see if I can find the link, but I was looking for the number for the simplicity pattern that I had for making the walker things. And there was a website that had 20 free patterns for different styles of them, and there was another website, so I sent her those so that she could see if there was a particular style. I'll have to look that up on Shabby Fabrics. Like I said, Shabby has some nice patterns, and some of them are free and some of them aren't. And I think I could have kind of figured this one out without the pattern watching the tutorial, but I've gotten a lot of free patterns from them, and I really wanted to support them. So I got the pattern for this one in the angel pin cushion. And while I'm sitting here, this is as long as I'm getting something done, a little bit done, that's helpful. I mean, before I take an hour or so cat nap, if I can get these pinned on. I mean, clipped on, then that's good, because then I can just do the piecing, just sew them on. So then all I have to do is flip them. It's a big step. Oh, that's nice. Stroller in a cart. They've got some nice stuff, but some, like I said, some good tutorials. And if you want to see a tutorial on the angels before I get to it, Shabby Fabrics has one. And like I said, you can buy the pattern, and if you want, you can buy a kit that has enough to make 12. Kind of, in my opinion, the kit's a little pricey, especially since you have to buy the pattern, but it has everything. It has the wooden heads, the crosses, the fabric, everything but the pattern. So, and the fabrics are really nice because they're the stuff fabrics. But I already had I already have heads running all over the place because I use them for my yo-yo angels, and basically all the materials I had already, so and they said they did the kits that way, so if you wanted to buy, you didn't have to end up with, if you wanted to get like 3 kits or 4 kits, 2 or 3 kits, then you didn't have to keep buying the pattern or getting the pattern. But it has the little metal crosses, and it has the heads, and the ribbon has enough ribbon to do, I want to, is it 12 or is it 6? Might be 6 angels. I'd have to go back and look. Everything but a sewing machine thread and stuff. Thank you for the reminder, Susan. Yeah, no, I would do it. I wanna do it like Shabby Fabrics did it, where they put it together, and then like the lady gave, she goes, one thing I've learned about the pocket, I wanted to put a gift card in the pocket, and it wouldn't quite fit, so I did this part about 2 inches less, and it's not their pattern, it's somebody they really like, who's done other, I think she did the pocket prayer crosses, but those are free pattern. But you can get kits for those too. And the other thing is I have crosses that are olive wood. They're olive wood from Jerusalem, handmade in Bethlehem. And they're just a little prettier to me. The metal crosses are wonderful. But yeah, that's the tricky part, is you don't want to give out. You don't want to get dinged, and I definitely don't want to take away from somebody's hard work and intellectual property. Making those patterns and coming up with the ideas takes a lot of work. And I didn't. The only place I have found the pattern for these. Now I didn't do a deep dive, but I didn't see it on Amazon or anywhere else. I just saw it there. So I don't know. And I know they picked up other patterns. I imagine there's other shops that have it. But they did the tutorial, so it gave me the idea. And I've been mowing on it for a while. And my friend wanted an angel one, so let's get out my other box clips. These, I found these earlier this week, a box of 50 for $15 on Amazon again. And the week before they were 18, then they dropped down to again. So they're out there. And for about 2 to 3 months, they've been fluctuating between $15 and $18 for a box of 50. I think I paid $12, but that was 4 years ago. And the knockoff no-name ones, they're good. You can when you go from the knockoff ones to the original Clover ones, you can tell a difference. Yeah, I love me wonder clips. I use pins for a lot of projects, but um there's so many things I use the wonder clips for. And like I said, the mini ones with these little, precision tips, I use those probably more than the big ones. The regular. They have regular jumbo and these little mini ones. Okay. And see, I had two. I have one of these sections, and I have one of these sections. And I thought, well, what if I combined it? And I think it looks pretty. Moving through my pile here. Then I have some that I just haven't figured out the right backing for. And you really only see the backing through the pocket. But I kind of like it to match up nice, and you'd think that'd be easy. I'd just go shopping in my stash and go boink, 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 but some of them are being stubborn. Oh, no worries, Mary. You've got, if you have a phone call, you need to take a phone call. Welcome back. Thank you, Karen. I'm going to be making some more calls. I think that is a awesome idea. There's a couple ladies at church that often use their walkers, and I've thought about it, and I probably should join you, Susan, and add that as a Christmas list, because they're really nice. I don't think they're real time consuming to make. No, I haven't looked. I've got to pop off chat and go look for a minute. Hang on a minute, Susan. We'll pop over here. I'll be back to chat in a minute. The thing I've found about YouTube is that the chat will pop up here and then it disappears real quick. Okay. Oh, Shabby Fabrics. Ooh, can't see it because of my light. Anyway, that's pretty. They have some really pretty designs. Okay, I'm already on your newsletter. I've been following you for a long time. I already done that. Been there, done that, PLM. Free downloads. Ooh, that sweet snowman door banner, that's pretty cool. I might as well just save this and come back to it, because there's a couple here I already see I like. I wish I could get the light right so I could show you the free pattern for the snowman door holiday gift bags. Those look nice too. Windsor to women. Let me go up here and see if I can just put in the thing so I could get back to the chat. Caddy organizer. Okay, thank you very much, Susan. I looked up just in time to see it there. Do you see the snowman one? The snowman door one? I don't know if it's it. Some days this thing will just do its thing and show up. And sometimes it won't. Oops. Sweet toppers. Okay. I want to come back here so I can see the... Okay. That, yeah. They do that. I think they do that with some, no, I didn't know she was an airline pilot. That's interesting. I think they and Jordan Fabrics and a couple others were some of the first that I really started watching on YouTube. When I was starting out again, restarting. Gave me a lot of good ideas. They're just a lot of fun. They had a nativity pillow thing for Christmas project this year, and I thought that would be fun. Morning, Nan. Ooh, snow, burr. Yes, you need a cup of tea. Oh, just woke up. It's been getting... It's been... Yeah, we're in November, but usually even in November you don't get down to 38, 40, 42. That's usually a little bit further along, but that's kind of how it's been. Thank you for joining us, Lynn. I just thought I'd pop on for a little bit because I'm just sitting here clipping and, you know, getting ready to sew some more of these angel bodies together. I've got 3, 4 ready to put the heads on. So I just thought I'd pop on for a little bit and see who's up and chat for a few. Got a nice stack there. Kind of running up. No, not really. What have I got over here? Purple, green. I've got this nice. This was an Allison glass. And I didn't get the other part on there. Yes. I think I am Susan. And I was looking, Lisa from Lisa, the Awkward Quilter, she, somebody mentioned it when she was on Sunday morning. And I know I have three or four simplicity patterns. for them that I picked up when they were $1 at Joann's 2 or 3 years ago. Because every once in a while, 2 and 3 years ago, they would put the Simplicity patterns on sale for $1. And if I was interested in a Simplicity pattern, that's when I would get it, because honestly, I didn't want to pay $15 to $30 for a pattern, a paper pattern. Now I think they do $2.99. But anyway, I know. Well, somebody mentioned it, and Lisa got on it, and she asked for emails if anybody had ideas, and I did find a free I found 2 sites that had free patterns. One of them had 20 different designs to choose from that were free. Another one had 1, but then I realized I had 3 patterns from Simplicity that had like 4 or 5 designs each, and I've never used them. I also have one for wheelchairs. Somebody mentioned it, and Lisa went off on it, and I haven't looked to see if she got that. I'm sure if she didn't get mine, somebody hopped in. Oh, I just made a mess with my foot. I got 1 foot, and I managed to make a mess. Yes, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up, Susan. I'll probably use that because, like I said, I have used Shabby Fabrics patterns before, and I have found them to be very nice. Don't be falling off here onto the floor. You should look up their little pocket prayer things. Oh, that's nice. I've seen it done quick and easy with the dish dry mats from Dollar Tree. Oh, poo. Sorry, guys. Trying not to burn myself, but this slid down. There was a gentleman who was doing one of those for a family member, the Dollar Tree one, and I didn't, and I don't know if I have both of them here, but this is that's a free pattern from Shabby Fabrics, and it makes this hourglass, and you put a cross in there, so that, and has a little prayer, if you want. It's called a pocket prayer quilt, and it's only, it comes out of 2x2, and they can be really pretty, but they also have the directions to do the same thing in a 4, just a simple 4 patch, and if you use a 5-inch charm square out of a charm pack, you can make 4 at a time. But this is free, and I don't know where the other page is right now. That's bad, but I'm not sure where the other page is for that, for the 4 patch, and I'm out of them because they just, poof, and they were gone. Then I'm working on these angels. So I watched the tutorial And then I bought the pattern off of Shabby Fabric website. But this is the sewn part. And then you stuff the head up in here. And you fold the wings. And you add a ribbon. And you have an angel ornament with a pocket. So these are ready for the finishing touches. And then I have some over there that I have the skirts done. You know, the front's done. And I'm going to sew the backs on them. So I can flip them right side out and get them to that stage. But there were a couple colors like this. And this other type of purple. And this green that I didn't do my patches with yet. And instead of doing them the size the pattern calls for individually, I do a strip. And then I cut them down and put the two halves together to make my 4-patch. Because I knew I was going to make several, and for me it's more economical to do it that way anyway, than doing 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces and then sewing 2 together, and then 4. And I lost my, oh, there it is. I lost my wings. So I'm doing some silver, at least one of each color in silver, and at least one in gold. And then sometimes I have one left, and so I put them together to make 2. It's just smart, Susan, and you know that the lady, when she did the tutorial for these on Shabby Fabric, she gave a tip or something that she figured out when she was making them, and she was making them one by one. This is what I found from doing other projects and learned along the way. So I thought, it just makes, in my head, it makes it easier and makes more sense, especially when I knew that I would need at least 25 of these. Yes. And I really I didn't want them to all be the same. I wanted to have a variety. And it probably would be faster and easier if I just did 2 colors, like comes in their kits. Their kits have a red and a green. But I like a little bit more variety. That's me. I know that everybody has different tastes. So like, and I didn't even have purple on the list. But a friend of mine said, can you do purple? Well, fortunately, I had just seen purple Christmas fabric a few days before. And then about a week later, I found another nice purple fabric. And some of this I added because I realized that I didn't have any green, like any that were just a green. So I found 2 green fabrics I liked. And then, like I said, I was looking for something to do some for pets. And I found some, so I have those sewn up. But see, I can I will use the same thread for doing these as I would for putting the backs on. So I might as well prep these so that step's done. But I may have to cut some more of this wing fabric. Because it looks like that's my last gold piece that I had cut. And see, they used, and it's probably, I mean, it's fine, but they use gold for all of theirs. And I like the idea of silver. So that's when I came up with splitting them. I found a couple nice different silver pieces of fabric. I'm making some of each. And instead of like cutting the strip in half, so instead of cutting the strip in half and doing, you know, sewing a silver one and then sewing a gold strip, I just butt them up together, keep on sewing, and then I trim them apart. And it saves from start and stop, and get into a rhythm, and then you gotta like switch your material around. So this makes it simple, and then you can cut it apart and get your 2-patch to make a 4-patch. Oh, that's true. I could. If someone asked me to, that would be a really good idea, Susan. I could do that. Because that was the idea I had with the pet fabric, if I could find some that wasn't a black background. Was, you know, when I've lost one of my fur children, I have bought an ornament that year that's special for them as a memory. So that is an option. And these aren't real hard to make. Then I understand. And some of them like this, see this green has the silvery accents in it. So the silver will go really, I think, really well with it. So I may not do any gold in this. I may just do all silver. My problem is that this, I really like this for the wings, but all I found was 2 or 3 pieces that I hadn't used up. And I made quite a few with that. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't have like large yardage of it. I didn't even think I had a yard altogether. But I did find something else, but it's just dotted. I did one with it. Sorry, I had an itchy ear there. I can look in a minute and see if I can see it. Because this silver that I used for the wings came from Joann's, and they usually have it in stock all the time. So I was just going to get more, and they're out of stock. And I asked the assistant manager, and he goes, I just saw that not too long ago, and that was basically the whole story. You do have really good ideas, Susan. You kind of, and I appreciate it because I'm always looking for good ideas, and I don't think this will be the last of the angels because you can do them for more than Christmas. And like you said, they would be really good any time of the year to do for Memorial. What do we do here? 12. Okay. It's 15. Okay. Because, you know, a lot of people, it will be an ornament, but there's a lot of people that like to have that kind of thing hanging up. One of the ladies that checks you in and out of the doctor's office that I went to today, she had a whole variety of angels hanging up in her little cubicle. So some people will have these year round. And then I got this purple. This is my second purple. And the backing I think I'm going to use for it is this. And I'm going to use this backing for the dog ones. So since I have a backing for the dog ones and I have a backing for these purple ones, I'd like to go ahead and get them cut. Because there's 3 or 4 colors over there that I haven't figured out yet. What did I do? I've got the green, the one green, and I have the red. Okay, I guess this is the other purple. And I already cut the strip, but I'm going to have to go find some wings. So these are the ones I haven't put together, and I may not do them all because I have quite a few to choose from. I already did one of those. I have this blue. I have this blue. Now kind of tangled up together. I have, this is my second green, because I know some people like the blue and they like the green, and like you said, blue and silver. Oh, that's true. Blue and silver are Hanukkah colors, and this is my other purple. So I need to cut wings for these because it's out. And these I think I cut like I did not cut these straight, I don't think. Or is this one of the ones I do? No. Okay, this is the good one. The spare good one. Because there was a couple of these that I cut like I was done. Okay, so here's the other pattern for the wings. See, it's just dots instead of like the little mountain things. But I think I'm gonna sign off for now so I can find some more wing stuff. I've enjoyed the company. I'm glad that Mary, you got to talk to Nancy, and you guys can support each other Um, I think that's part of, in my opinion, that's part of the redemption of what we've gone through. Um, if God uses it to help somebody else. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that. Um, I I started. I quit. I quit sewing and quilting for I think about a good 10 years, and some of that was health. Some of it was I had such a crappy machine and couldn't figure out another machine. And then in 2020, March of 20, just before we hit March of 2020, my sister's like, "You got to start sewing again." Okay, so I basically had to rebuild everything, and God has blessed me. He's been very, very good to me. I've had friends recently that have contributed to the beauty of my stash. I've found estate sales, kind of like Susan Yard Sales Marketplace. I've just been blessed, but all of this has been in the last 4.5 years, which is kind of crazy to think about. Because I basically, when I was done, I was done. I got rid of all my quilts. I got rid of everything, pretty much everything, not everything. But I appreciate everybody who's come in. I hope you've had a good hour and a half. I may pop on in an hour or two because I typically only sleep for about an hour and a half, and then I'm up again and I'll be working. So I may pop in and see who's still up or who's getting up. But I enjoy the company, and I enjoy all those who've come in, those who've given me a like. It was good to see you too, Karen. I do appreciate it. I'm a little worried because my children aren't. Oh, there's one of them. You really didn't need to take that puka. They kind of take over. I love them very much, but my children really take over. I've had this, there's a lot of UFOs and stuff under that blanket. That was the jacket I was wearing this morning. And all of a sudden, that's been there for like 3.5 years because it's easy to get to. And all of a sudden, he decided that that's where he wanted to lay. Well, the littlest one come up there, and they were knocking stuff on the floor, so I went and grabbed a scrap blanket, a remnant blanket. That has helped. But he's got a puka under this shelf, he's got one under there, he's got 2 beds there, he's got one over there, he's taken over the blob, he's got the recliner, he's got another bed over on the other side. I mean, it's not like he doesn't have nine places to sleep here. Oh, yes. Well, I'm surprised that Mocha, my youngest, hasn't come up and found me, because usually right when I sit down, he has to come up and say hello. But he might be under the covers with Deb, because when it's chilly, he'll go in there. She goes, because she sleeps more. Well, then you have a good shower and get your day going. Oh, fun, grandma duties. I hope you get some sewing done this morning. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, then. I do appreciate those that have come in. You guys have a blessed day, and like I said, you never know. I may pop up again in another hour. I know you guys want some tutorials. I'm working towards that. I got my first one out. I did a simple one, excuse me, on Tuesday, and I got derailed from my plans. I need to get through Thursday, and then I can really focus on that. There's so much to do, and some of it got pushed back, and um, not last week, well, last week, and the week before, the end of the week before, and the beginning of last week, I was really kind of dragging a lot. So, yeah, Susan's got one of those chihuahuas. My friend has a Chiweenie. A friend of hers said, "Here, you need a puppy," and she thought it was a Chihuahua, because it really looks like one, but it's actually a Chiweenie. Her name is Lola, or Lula. Lulabelle, I think, is her name, and I call her Rat Dog. Take her treats. I stopped by, my friend has a little vendor place. She has 21 vendors, and I find all kinds of goodies there. She's a good friend. Sometimes I put some of my stuff in her shop. But I'll stop by to see how she's doing, and Rat Dog knows I'm coming in as soon as she hears my voice. And she peeks up over the counter, looking for that treat. She's smart. But anyway, you guys have a good night, and I love you, and thank you again. I'll be on again soon. Find the button. Do the end smile.